Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your
Don't point your finger at me.
Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Printique, formerly Adorama Pix. As many of you know, I stress the importance of printing your images. My two favorite things to get printed are photo books as well as big ass prints because they make a huge impression. But Printique does more than just books and metal prints. They also can print your normal 4x6s, 8x10s, and a ton of other different sizes in luster, glossy, matte, and a few other different options. Head on over to Printique.com today to get your prints made, and be sure to use the code FRO15 at checkout to get 15% off every time you place an order. First up, Apple has announced a new photo challenge called, get this, Shot on iPhone.
Real original!
This time around, the focus will be on photos captured using night mode, which means only the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max will be eligible. For those of you who don't know what night mode is, it's this feature that doesn't just leave the shutter open for extended periods of time. It actually captures a bunch of images in a short period, long exposures, short exposures, HDR, so on and so forth, before combining them into a final image. It does work extremely well, and I know a bunch of people who like to use it even when it's not dark. Do you remember the last time that Apple tried to do a contest and said that they wouldn't be paying the winners? Well, this time around they made it crystal clear where they stand. Apple believes strongly that artists should be compensated for their work and will pay a licensing fee to the 5 winning photographers for use of such photos on Apple marketing channels. Now, Steven, what if I win 5 times?
Hey, it could happen.
I can tell you from my past experiences of almost having one of my images selected for their campaigns that the payment is totally acceptable. It's actually, Steven, it's actually it's a nice chunk of change.
Not as much as Sony pays you.
Ah, shit. So how do you get entered? You have until January 29th to submit your night mode images through Instagram, Twitter, and Weeblo, whatever Weeblo is.
Your favorite website.
It's not funny, Steven. Using the hashtag, get this, hashtag shot on iPhone and hashtag night mode challenge. Now, if you'd like to go old school, you can email high-res images to shotoniphone@aol.com. AOL, Steven, is, I think I was supposed to say at apple.com. Now, personally, I would enter through each one of those, including Weeblo, because that will give you the best chance of getting your stuff seen. Good luck, and maybe I'll enter and win all 5 times.
Right.
Next up, Canon has officially released a firmware update to correct an issue that was discovered with the new RF70-200 2.8. As Canon says, they fixed a phenomenon when performing AF shooting to capture a subject at close range with the focus distance approximately set to the tele end of 200 millimeters, the image may become slightly front focused. Now, I personally did not experience this when I was shooting this lens, but the big deal here is the fact that they fixed it quickly. Think about it for a second. An issue was discovered, acknowledged, like they actually acknowledged that there was an issue quickly, and they fixed it in about a month. But beyond that, I'm still super fascinated that this technology even exists. The technology that lets us take pictures without using film.
A mojo.
And uses a sensor that captures ones and zeros and somehow instantly turns that into a photo.
All I see is blonde, brunette, redhead.
This issue was probably fixed with a few lines of code that tells the camera if this lens is on and it's zoomed out to 200 millimeters, correct X amount, and bam, you're good. How insane is that a couple lines of code, in my opinion, could do this? And I don't know code, and this isn't even a Squarespace week. Now, what will people complain about next?
I'm doing research.
I mean, what will they discover wrong next?
Can't help it.
Canon's gone ahead and done it. They killed off their EF lenses forever.
It's unauthorized clickbait.
See, that's clickbait because it's not true. What Canon has actually done is announce that they no longer will be developing new EF lenses and will be focusing solely on the newer, better,
faster, stronger
RF lenses. Canon Europe Pro Product Marketing Senior Manager Richard Shepard, but wait a minute, what kind of title is that? Why couldn't they have just shortened it to CEP, what's that say? MSM, or more commonly known as
The Flint Defer.
Anyway, Richard Shepard states that Canon's plan moving forward is to support existing EF lenses while launching new RF glass. For those of you who didn't know, the EF mount has been in existence for 33 years. Was introduced in 1987 when it replaced the FD mount. This is a great move in my opinion, as we can already see where the future is taking us with RF glass. On top of that, what new EF glass could you possibly want realistically, as they have pretty much every angle covered. You see what I did right there, Steven? I said angle covered, you know, because it's a photography thing. Richard went on to say one more thing that I think was kind of stupid to say. And of course, should the market demand it, we are ready to create new EF lenses, but for now, our focus is on RF. He's being non-committal.
Just like you.
Shut up, Steven. Just own your decisions and don't pussyfoot around. Is anyone out there upset about this development? See what I did there, Steven? I used the word development because it's like photography. And finally, Nikon.
You done messed up.
Remember last week when they announced the new Z70-200 2.8 VRS and said it was parfocal? Well, it's not. Here's the crux of the email that I got from Nikon PR. Good afternoon. We are reaching out to let you know about a specification update regarding the new Nikkor 70-200 2.8 VRS lens. Originally, it was noted that the Nikkor Z70-200 2.8 VRS was a parfocal lens. Please note that the Nikkor Z70-200 2.8 VR is not a parfocal lens. Hey, Nikon, thanks for the update. Guess what? You had one job. Now, there was no explanation on how they f***ed this up so bad, but I think if I had to guess, I know who's to blame.
Madeline K.
No, Steven, not Madeline K. She did a great job. It's the same guy who thought it was a good idea to make a grip for the Z6 and Z7 that has zero form or function. It was that guy. Hey, Nikon, don't you think it's time that you fire that person?
No, it wasn't my fault.
Truthfully, how does this happen? How do you tell us in a press briefing and a press release that the lens is one thing, only to come back a few days later after we reported on it already, and you tell us that it's something else? Who do you think you are? Sony Alpha rumors?
Sick bird.
Hey, Steven, you seen their new rating system? It's like, I may be right, I may be wrong.
I made it crazy.
But then again, I don't know, maybe at the end of the day it was lost in translation.
Is that everything? I mean, it seemed like he said quite a bit more than that.
Or maybe it was, well, I better stop there before I get into trouble. But hey, you can't get in trouble, so leave a comment down below with what you think went wrong. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.